Alrighty, hello everybody. So my name is Kime, and I will be casting tonight's NGS match between currently chasing Samuro and Cosmos, two teams in Division C West. We're currently in round two of the season, of season nine. So this should be a fun and exciting match for today. So just week two, both of these teams currently chasing Samuro and Cosmos are looking still for their first win of the season. So one of them is going to come out tonight feeling really happy. Taking a look at how the maps and such went. So Cosmos won the coin toss and decided to go for first hero pick, uh, which means that currently chasing Samuro got first map pick. Uh, Currently chasing Samuro banned Tomb of the Spider Queen and Towers of Doom, so clearly not liking maps that start with T. And Cosmos banned Cursed Hollow and Braxis Holdout. Um, they were very clear that nobody likes Braxis, which is not true because I think Braxis is fun. And currently chasing Samuro then decided to take us for game number one into Battlefield of Eternity. So we will see if they're just comfortable on this map or if they maybe had some sort of secret plan that they're going to show us. It'll be fun to find out. And we are getting started. So I started the stream a couple minutes early just because everybody is here on time. So we may get started early. So I wanted to make sure we had a little bit of intro time here. Turn that off. Let's see. Yeah, so Battlefield of Eternity. There's kind of, the objective makes you really kind of have to balance out how strong your team fight is versus how strong your immortal race is. Because while many heroes are good at both, there are definitely some heroes that are, better at team fights that don't really have that or immortal race. So if you focus too hard on team fights, you may win team fights, but the enemy team could respawn before you have a chance to burn the immortal down. So for reasons of that, we see some of the big auto attackers like Greymane or Raynor or Vala often are pretty high priority on this map, just because of they're solid in team fights to begin with, but then they also can really pump out some of that immortal damage. For mages, Li Ming is often one of the more popular mages here. The poke that she's able to bring from like behind terrain on this map, both to hit the immortal and to defend her own immortal, is something that we often see. Um, so yeah, we'll see. It's a two-lane map, so things like offlane, you're not going to be prioritizing double soak or things like that because there's no way to double soak. Um, Um, yeah, Zool. So today, interestingly, we did have a brand new Heroes patch. So teams today may not have been able to try some new stuff out. Hop into draft. We'll continue talking about that. Come on, OBS. Are you gonna pick up the game? Okay. um, Structures lowered their damage, and their aggro rules have changed a little bit. Things like poison will no longer permanently aggro them. Um, The two heroes were reworked, which is Tracer and Cassia. Both of those are going to be banned in NGS for a couple of weeks to make sure that there are no kinks that we have to work out with them. And then, what else? There were more changes today. Imperious's ult. Um, there was a, let's say, interesting bug uh, where you could basically one-shot forts and bosses by exploiting that bug. That was fixed today, so that ult is now freely available. Yeah, and there were some tweaks to other heroes too. I know Chromie got some tweaks which are probably solid buffs. Deathwing and Zool both got nerfs, so maybe they'll be lower priority. Um, Coming into the bans here, Anna ban has been a popular ban from games that I've casted at least. And then Greymane, like I was mentioning, is popular on this map, and then honestly just popular overall. If we take a quick look at Gray Main. So he's picked or banned in a good majority of the games. Actually, only has a 33% win rate in this division though, which is interesting. ETC being the second ban. ETC has also been pretty popular, um, but it also could be a target ban for both of these. I'm not sure how much research the teams have done on each other. And then so here, traditionally we would see Zool, so it just depends on if they think. Alright, so that leaves Zool open. So either currently chasing Samuro thinks that Zool's not a problem, or they think the nerfs today were big enough that he's not as high priority. Kael'thas, this is a lot of narrow, kind of confined team fights, so Kael'thas can get a lot of value there. Artanis being the first pickup for Cosmos. Artanis will be in the offlane, which is traditionally top lane, but reason he's picked here is because he has the talent, Amateur Opponent, which will let him do bonus damage on the Immortal. So that's going to be, Cosmos is going to be counting on Artanis to be on that Immortal as much as possible. Similarly, Raynor on the side of currently chasing Samuro, also really high priority, and will be trying to stay on the Immortal as much as possible. Li Ming mentioned that she's a popular mage on this map.
The light abandons no man.
And Uther. So that is interesting because Raynor's not really quite that burst damage. But so about what Cosmos right now is afraid of is that this is going to be a taunt Varian blow up comp. So Varian runs in, taunts somebody, and you've got Raynor and some other bursty DPS, I don't know, Jaina or something, who just burst down that one person. And Uther is able to counter that decently well because Uther has good burst prevention healing. Not really good sustained healing, but strong for the burst there. I would venture that he's not been particularly popular just because he's good in the right situations. Yeah, but a very niche hero. So he's been in, one or two games, won in those games. But again, he has a specific spot, a specific role that he fills. Lunar's banned. Lunar is honestly strong in general, and then like I was saying, the patch today made it so that Lunar's poison no longer aggroes the towers the same way, so she probably raises a bit in priority. So we have Malthael for the off lane, for currently chasing Samuro. Malthael has alright burn. His trait damage is capped on things like the Immortal, so it's not pure percentage there. But he should also, after die alone, assuming that Malthael takes that, do decently well against Artanis.
With every death comes honor.
Hanzo and Arthas. Okay. So Arthas going to be the main tank for Cosmos. Arthas is not something that I have seen very much recently in NGS or in the wild. And yeah, he's come up occasionally. A few games more than Uther. He's done pretty well so far too. And then Jaina being what I was wondering if it was going to fill out their role for that blow up comp still. Jaina picked just about as much as Arthas, having a bit more struggle, but that few games win rate doesn't really mean as much. All right, so we are going into game number 1. with currently chasing Samuro versus Cosmos. Uh, yeah, so looking at these two comps, um, barring really good swaps, past level 4, Malthael is going to probably have a bit of an advantage in the actual offlane, assuming Malthael goes die alone, which I would expect. But Artanis probably has a little bit faster burn for that, so that'll be kind of the trade-off there. I sound a little quiet. Okay, I can turn up my volume, or it doesn't go any higher. You can turn down game sound maybe a bit. I don't know. I can talk louder too. Maybe that will be better. I probably was maybe starting to mumble a little bit there, so let me project my voice. All right. So, game number 1 of currently chasing Samuro versus Cosmos. And we have on currently chasing Samuro's side, going up in the top lane, the Maineski on Malthael, Monic Mime on Raynor, Marad on Varian, Rayleigh on Jaina, and T-Pole on Lily. And then over on the other side, we have Cause Oddity on Uther, Ceres on Arthas, Ide 15 on Hanzo, Silver Jackal on Limi, and then Nay on the top lane on Artanis. So a little bit of poke here coming up from Hanzo, just trying to make sure no shenanigans happening in bushes or anything like that. Before level 4, when Varian actually gets his ult, sorry, before level 4 and Varian gets his ult, currently chasing Samurai is going to be a little bit weak. It's often kind of joked around that Varian is not a real hero until level 4. Used it. What's happening? Twitch sound bugs? Okay. Twitch acting up a little bit, but that's fine. We'll make do. Alright, so skirmishes, again, for the most part, Cosmos trying to be a little bit more aggressive, pushing that lane a little harder, pushing a little bit more poke. They don't have kind of the sustained healing that a Lily is going to be able to put out. But again, currently chasing Samurai kind of doesn't have a tank right now. So we do have a fight on the top camp up here in the offlane, so let's see what happens. Before level 4, I think Malthael's going to have trouble. Yeah, Malthael's going to have to back off here. Oh, and get swapped. Does steal the camp. Oh no. Oh no, Nay, you did not mean to do that. And he actually is going to make it out to the Mineski. Oh, does die. Really good Q there from Nay. Securing that kill. Losing the camp in the process, but probably a trade-off that they're willing to take. Just going to kind of hang out here and soak the lane now while Malthael's not there. And missing, look at all these orbs that Malthael's not getting. We see Raynor and Jaina coming up to take the camps, a little bit past 2 minutes. That's kind of the traditional time to do it. So yeah, what's Hanzo level 1? Hanzo went for the W build here. Holding the camp for a little bit, but taking it now. So W build, lots of narrow corridors. W makes sense. I would expect to see the W talent. So that one, yeah, that's the one that does more. I feel like I'm forgetting a patch or something, but I think that's the one that does more now to help them burn the immortal. It should be. And I read that wrong. We do have die alone, so Malthael is going to be able to win those 1v1s now for most future fights. Cosmos a little bit slow taking their bruisers, which does mean that currently chasing Samuro, Monic Mind and the Mineski here are going to get a very strong head start on the objective burn. Amateur opponent here is the Artanis talent that I was talking about. Taunted on Uther, but not the Raynor wasn't there for the follow-up. So we do see Malthael and Varian trying to zone, but Malthael dies. It did give Raynor enough time to finish off this Immortal. So this is going to be... Ooh, Jaina getting swapped by Artanis. Looks like the rest of the team able to help. And a one-for-one trade of the tanks. Okay. Uh, the swap on Jaina there could have been a little bit more scary. But both teams able to come out of that with something. This is now a strong Immortal though, from currently chasing Samuro. It is an early Immortal, so there is that trade-off. Knowing it's an early Immortal, Raynor actually just going straight up top, gonna try to get some split push here with Malthael. And Blue's gonna send 3 bots. Getting the whole wall, they're gonna get the well as well, and it looks like they're not much off of the fort. So, you know, that's about what you would expect most of the time for a first Immortal. Occasionally with some really good push you can get the fort, but this is, I would say, a pretty average first Immortal. So not pretty okay. Got a skirmish here. This is a 4v3 in favor of Cosmos. So currently chasing Samuro, able to back out. They do use their advantage up top, the 2v1 on Artanis there, to grab the top mercs. So both teams just getting one siege camp here. And Raynor is now coming bot, so they are going to even it up on both sides once Raynor and Jaina arrive to get a 4v4 bot and a 1v1 top. And Raynor was there to help some, but kind of as expected, Malthael is going to be able to win this. Even with swaps, Malthael should be able to flop out. Yeah. So he's not going to be able to actually punish the Artanis too hard because of the tower aggro still. But if Artanis leaves the towers like this, he can't keep taking this chip damage. Malthael's going for it. Yeah, Artanis shield keeps him alive. Looks like he does not have a tap right now. So trying to just be careful. Bot lane, still a strong push coming out here with the help from those mercs earlier from Cosmos. It did force Lily to back. Jaina's about 70-70 on health and mana. An Immortal spawning now. None of the bruisers are up, so it's just going to be race right now. Currently chasing Samuro, trying to go for a kill, and Hanzo luckily did that dash, the jump, just before taunt. Uther is low, having trouble out sustaining the Malthael heals, and Malthael damage. Doesn't manage to. Oof. Kill on Raynor and swap onto Varian right after that was a really fortunate combo. Malthael going deep, but 1v4. That's hard for Malthael even. Managing to do really well though. I play Malthael a lot. I do like Malthael, so I always get a little excited to see Malthael's able to do that. With 10s though, the rest of currently chasing Samuro going to back off. Probably go for the camp here, try to get their own ults, and then even it up after the halftime on the objective. Question is, does Cosmos think they have time for camp? And not right now, it looks like. So we do have Army of the Dead for Arthas, Disintegrate, that's good Immortal Burn. Divine Storm from Uther, which is an interesting choice as opposed to the shield. A little bit of a skirmish, Li Ming trying to just safely poke here. Currently chasing Samuro, trying to cover a whole bunch of area. Oh, Hanzo doing the jump just after the taunt again. Triple stunned with the Dragon Arrow, but not on Lily, which means Cups are able to come out and keep most of them alive. Swap onto Jaina into the backline means that she falls, so... looks like Varian is getting quite low. So are Arthas, so are Lily. Raynor and Uther both fall. Many low health bars though on the blue side. If Varian gets out, I'm gonna be super impressed. No way. Okay. Lily needs to try to escape. She's low and get low on mana too. With Happy Feet is... Oh, so she does get out. While all this was happening though, remember, currently chasing Samuro took their bruisers. and that took down a full health fort. So, although currently chasing Samuro got the wrong side of the kills, lost the objective, in the end they're probably not too sad with that trade. So now we do have a full shield immortal pushing top. What do we have? So we saw Dragon Arrow. I don't think we saw Purify Beam. It must have come out. I don't remember seeing it for the ults on the red side. Oh, going in for the taunt on Lily, but DPS was too far back to follow up. Varian does get stunned, but luckily popped protected right before. Ult coming out on Jaina, which pushes her off the fight. Arthas is low, but he has his army. His army's all dead. Last Strike's not quite able to finish Arthas. So Raynor doing his job, just pushing that Immortal down as hard as possible. Cosmos does even it up with the forts, taking that top fort. Sorry about the scroll there. So we are even on structures now. But that could have been worse for currently chasing Samuro. Fight not over. The Uther's stun and the swap is almost surely going to get Varian out. Somehow able to survive with the cups. But we have a trade 1-for-1. Now Malthael falling as well. Not quite able to trade out the offlanes. Raynor low, probably going to make it out. Lily intercepting the swap there. So both teams getting some pretty low health bars, but in the end a 1-for-2 in favor of Cosmos. So we've seen most of the ults now from both sides, but just to go over them really quickly, we have Last Rites, not quite able to get a stack yet. Protected for Varian, we've seen Jug a couple of times already. Hyperion for Raynor, and Summon Water Elemental from Jaina. So Cosmos did grab their bruisers, but trying to hold it, I think they should wait a little bit longer even to hold it. You want this as close to Immortal Spawn as you can. So they did launch it. Li Ming, I think, wanted to maybe get in the fights here, not quite comfortable staying out with that low. There we go. 13s from both teams. Cosmos does have a bit of a level lead. They have a 1 level advantage, but even talents. So currently chasing Samuro, going on the defensive right now, based on the positioning here. All 5 of them coming here to defend. The unstoppable on Arthas may save his life, but Last Rites is going to be enough. Jaina getting swapped into the back line, not a good place, but she does have Ice Block. Uther coming in and sacrificing himself to secure that Jaina kill with his ult. Malthael trying to go in for Artanis, not quite able to. So coming out of this with a 1-2 favor, the trade this time in favor of currently chasing Samuro. However, that fight happened so much closer to CCS's Immortal that Cosmos, even with only 3 people, is able to burn it down faster. So we just swapped the positions on the Immortal now, so good defensive positions from both. We got a taunt on Artanis, but that healthy of an Artanis is going to be hard to kill. It is a 4v4 so far, both 5s coming in. And unfortunately there's just so much poke from Cosmos that CCS really needs to get aggressive here. And there they do, going right in and getting Last Rites to kill the Artanis. Uther also not in a good spot. Almost certainly going to fall. Last Rites keeping the front line healthy. And so getting a 2-for-0 trade. Now, because the first half of that fight took place right on CCS's Immortal, even if they get this, it's going to be a very low shield Immortal. And look at that, Arthas and Li Ming pulling some shenanigans, sneaking around, fighting not quite able to, but making that very close. Unfortunately, Arthas now, Li Ming being able to hide in the bush and back, while Arthas being the sacrificial lamb. So we have a very low shield, but still an Immortal in the favor of CCS, and they're going to try to, at the very least, get this top fort. clearing up the wave to let the minions come in and push. Wall's dead. They really want this fort. Raynor going in to attack the heroes, going in the back line here. And last strike's going to be enough to finish off Uther, but unfortunately they grabbed that fort aggro. And even though the damage was weakened, you can't take too many shots still. So that is a 1-for-1 trade. Malthael does get a stack, so you know maybe they consider that in their favor. They do still have the Immortal, but with Li Ming and Hanzo still alive, that Immortal's not going to be long for this world. It looks like they're going to get the full keep wall, so CCS is probably pretty okay with that. Got a 1-for-1 trade, got the fort to the keep wall. Looks like they're going to go back and try to grab these mercs really quickly. And they're probably feeling okay, yeah. Still a very even game, so we have completely even kills, 12 to 12 exactly, which is kind of impressive on a 15-minute game with, you know, a decent amount of kills. Just a 1 fort advantage in favor of Cosmo, or sorry, in favor of CCS, currently chasing Samuro. Oof. That was a big orb. Don't want to eat that chunky damage. So we do have a 5v5 down bot. I'm not sure if the teams are going to fight over this point, and they do. They both want it. We do have a triple stun from the Dragon Arrow, which is going to be big. So Cup's coming out. Malthael going deep, trying to get the Arthas kill. Last strike's not quite enough, but the Blizzard follow-up is able to get both Arthas and Uther. Malthael and Varen falling after that. Oh, those resets! That's the problem with these trades here. So Malthael, you know, a lot of times is very happy to go in and get a 1-for-1 trade if you can pop off the last rights and get a stack with it. But you can't trade with Li Ming unless Li Ming's the one that you're killing, because she gets those resets, and now she is fresh in the fight. So I think that overall these fights are going a lot of the way that currently Chasing Samuro would like for them to go. But Malthael in particular probably needs to try to be putting that last rights on Li Ming. Because Malthael is the one that always is trying to get those last right to start off the fight, to get that first kill. And that first kill really needs to be on Li Ming. So I was wondering if this fort was going to go down to minions. It doesn't, but Cosmos winning that fight, taking the Immortal down to half health. Both teams grabbing their mercs at the halftime. And now we see, does CCS defend this half health Immortal with these positionings? Probably. They have a long time till the camps are relevant, so. But again, they can't just play defensive. They have to actually push out. Otherwise, they're leaving and Hanzo. Oof, Greymane taking a lot. Another triple stun from Hanzo, followed by a stun from Uther. Root in the Blizzard, but Malthael gonna be falling as well. So some really nice stuns from Cosmos, so that even the Malthael, even the Jaina, even the Raynor damage was not able to keep it up. Icy Veins, Ice Flows, yeah, someone mentioned that. It's not the most common on 7, no. Increase the width of the Cone of Cold. It does give you a kind of cooler route there. So we do have 20s now for Cosmos. So they've got a full health Force Shield Immortal. This fort is dead. And they have 20s. It'll be interesting to see how much they want here. They are pushing with 5. So what do we have? We have Anti-Magic Shell, immune to spell damage for 4 seconds. That's a fun one. You don't see Arthas much, so you don't see that much. Disintegrate upgrade for the slow. Big Uther stun's going to be coming out. Upgraded Hanzo ult as well. And upgraded Artanis. Malthael coming in the flank. The shield has been burned down. CCS just able to burn that Immortal shield so fast. Barely missed the swap there from Artanis on Jaina. That could have been bad. So Cosmos does get that keep, and we'll see if they decide to push harder. And it looks like no. It would have been just them because they don't have a wave, they don't have an immortal. It looks like they're running up for top camp. Makes sense. Top is a wave that matters now. No, they're just pushing top. I feel like I would prefer to see top camp, but almost burned down the Ranger there. Good unstoppable on Arthas. Makes sure that no taunt shenanigans are going to be coming out. So it's with 20s, I guess. While they had that 20, that makes sense. Okay, so while Cosmos had that 20 advantage, which they did still have there, they wanted to push. They wanted to force CCS to either fight down a talent or give up some structures. So they did get the full keep wall. Now top keep over here are already down to 60-ish% health. There's just not much left on the map to do, so I would expect to see, yeah, so Cosmos coming down here, they're going to grab that bot camp while they see all of currently chasing Samuro pushing the top lane. We did get 20s, so we do have res for Malthael, which was expected. Upgraded taunt, which is not what I see super often. A lot of the times you see the banner upgrade. So this will reduce the cooldown of taunt. So Varian basically saying, I want me some taunts. Varian's going to be trying to taunt multiple times in a team fight. That's the only reason you would do that. It's multiple different team fights, you know, it's a slow enough cooldown. Varian's going to want to be taunting many people. Upgraded jugs. Execute for Raynor to really secure those kills. Because there's been some really low health escapes in this game. Does that make sense? Big one though, Wintermute. Wintermute is a game-changing ult. It lets the Water Elemental duplicate Jaina's basic abilities. So that's huge. Alright, going for the camp for Cosmos. Makes sense. They're feeling a little bit sketchy with the Immortal. Might as well back off, take the camp. And then you can just re-engage as you want to. So as always though, the Li Ming and Hanzo is going to mean that CCS can't just play the passive game here. They don't have the same poke in in a fight here. So CCS needs to either ditch this or go in, and they're going in for the Uther first. Artanis gets swapped, so one stun on Arthas. Jaina gets cleansed. Raynor falls to the backline though. It looks like Varian very low, also falling. Last Rites comes out on Li Ming. So Malthael, because he has res, looks like Malthael is just going to try to make something happen. Is not able to, but sets up the Jaina root. Jaina root coming out again because of the ice flows, able to get out basically a double cone of cold there. So, you know, Malthael traded in the end there with Jaina's help there, a 1-for-1. Malthael not using the res. However, during that whole fight, Bruiser's in the top lane. Jaina in a bad spot. Able to really take advantage of her ice block, of chilling people, so that way, her Kona coded root, which was great to escape and do damage. And I love the Lily follow-up to secure that kill on Hanzo, who was getting just a little bit greedy. His core down to less than 50 HP here. And that's the power of camps. Cosmos backed off, took that camp, and then re-engaged, and that means that CCS, while they didn't even come out ahead in the fight but got some kills. But Cosmos really just wanted to stall. Okay, so at this point, Immortal almost guaranteed to go in favor of Cosmos. It's going to be very difficult to block all the Li Ming unless they just kill Li Ming right now, but no. They will get the kill on Arthas with the last rites. Big Divine Hurricane only hits the Water Elemental actually. And so unfortunately, you know, oh, can't let those orbs in. 123 HP. Uh, and now that's it. Yeah. CCS has to be tanking those Leeming shots, every single one of them, if they wanted that immortal. And CCS's core under attack again. So Jaina respawning, coming out here. Turn the light on. So this is now a very, very scary position for currently chasing Samuro. Because they have a very strong immortal coming in top lane. They have Malthael, brilliant cleanse there. Oof, double stun. Okay, both of them getting out. And they have a strong push coming in here, bottom lane. And their core is already almost dead. So need a heroic defense. Hanzo just totally ditching the team fight, saying don't care, just hitting core. Arthas also just right-clicking core. Leeming and Uther go down. Arthas goes down, but it is not enough. It was gonna have to be a nigh impossible defense there, and they put up a good effort, taking down 3 people by the end of that, but not enough. So that will be game 1 in favor of Cosmos. Tight game from both sides. Like, look at those kills. This is a 25-minute game, and kills are 21 to 22. Oh, these are these are good games. Like you can't look at that and be disappointed. Um, why last rights a full health to Arthas? Yeah, so Arthas was getting a little bit low. He got a chunky heal there, and I think Malthael just having to try to be a little bit greedy with the last rights to kill them a little bit faster. Um, is my guess. Maybe it was a misclick. Who knows? But I suspect that Malthael was just trying to be a little bit greedy, because Arceus's health was going down there a little bit, and if Malthael, didn't notice the heal coming out, didn't notice the ult, maybe that Arceus had popped, may have thought that it was possible to burn him down that way. So we do see that CCS is going to go for first pick this time. So Cosmos won the coin flip and went for first pick, hero pick. And now CCS lost game number 1, and so is able to choose, and they decide to go for first hero pick. Uh, then, yeah, Cosmos deciding to go to drum roll. Dragonshire. So we will be going on to Dragonshire for game numero dos. What amount did res to clear his camp right after that fight? Yeah, I wasn't actually keeping track of the mouth res near the end there. Arthas was at full health when the last rites triggered, um, but he wasn't when the last rites was cast, which is the difference. Arthas got some chunky heals in the duration of the last rite. It's possible I was imagining things, but I remember seeing Arthas low, seeing the last rite sticking. It was greedy but possible, and then Arthas suddenly healed up to full health, just with heals and ults, because Arthas had his ult. He had his ult out. Um, so let me swap over to take a look at this while we get the lobby set up. Okay, so that was game number 1 over to Cosmos, as we just saw. So currently chasing Samuro. It was a very close game, so we're going to have to see currently chasing Samuro just pull it out a little bit more if they want to take this to a game number 3, which I'm sure we all want. I remember Arthas' round half. Yeah, that's the thing, is that Arthas was... no, it was not cast at full, no. Um, Arthas was quite hurt while Last Rites was about to trigger. Yeah, I don't remember what he was at. He was chunked, and his health was going down. And yeah, it was a very greedy ult. It was like in a normal fight, you could see Malthael was not going for those last rights, but that was a very desperate situation for CCS. So I think it was the right decision. Like you can't wait on your last rights. I think they needed like 10 things to come together beautifully for CCS to have any chance at a defense there. So that was the chance to go big. Let's see. So Dragonshire, Dragonshire, I would say a very different dynamic um, from Battlefield of Eternity. It's a three-lane map. You can totally have, yeah, 100% more murky. You can totally have a double soaker offlaner if you want to, or you can have just a strong single lane offlaner and rotate mid bot with the 4 stack. Rarely even you can do like a 1-1-3 in Dragonshire. That's fallen quite out of style recently, but every once in a while you'll see it. Um, so you will often see, so if you're going for a double soak, you'll want something like the Auric or Malthael again to get that double soak. Um, Beautiful holiday. Throw in the shade. No murky, no TLV. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I should show my profile. Murky and TLV are quite high up there. I've got Malthael top now because he's all I play in NGS anymore. But I do heart me some murky and TLV. Uh, so I am also disappointed that we haven't seen the best heroes in the game. Uh, ready to get into this. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, if you're double soaking, go for things, like Malthael, Leoric, Zul if he's open. Zul made it through the whole draft, I think. So both teams just saying, nah, Zul's not worth it. Which just for fun, I do want to take a look at what the Zul stats were before today. Banned 83% of the time. Like you can see teams thought Zul was a threat before today. Um, but the patch today, I guess, or maybe just these teams. This is the first time that I'm seeing these teams this season. Um, so something going on here with Zool today. Um, Superbius game. Oh, I'd love to see a Superbius game. Yeah. Anyways, I keep getting distracted from my train of thought. Right, you can go the double soakers, or you can go someone that really holds the point strongly. And in particular, the person who shines with that on this map is Rexar. Um, so you see Rexar come up in the draft very frequently on Dragonshire. Sometimes prioritized as like a first pick. Not always. You'll see him go sometimes later in the draft or banned, but uh, rarely does a Dragonshire draft go all the way through without Rexar. So Greymane getting banned out, and just like last time, and ETC also getting banned out. So ETC, I mean, decently popular, 39 and 28% pick and ban, respectively. Um, so, and then Li Ming. I'll be honest, I'm not surprised to see the Li Ming ban here. Li Ming, like, won some fights here, with the team able to, Cosmos able to just get that first kill, and then after that, the resets were big. So this is the second time we've seen Kel'Thas prioritized highly from currently chasing Samuro. The first time he was actually banned, and the second time here you see him actually first picked. And so this could be, yeah, it could be something that they've got here. Kel'Thas
You
decently
will
popular.
forge a great
Um,
destiny.
you can see, not the highest win rate, but still not bad. And then Dahaka Varian from Cosmos. Yeah, okay. So Dahaka's fun because you can pop into bot lane using the global burrow and really turn a fight there. or invade giants, which is always fun to do, um, things like that. Varian, either they wanted Varian or that and some combination of they didn't want CCS to get Varian again, because the taunts were frightening to look out for from CCS there. Yrel picked quite early actually, from currently chasing Samuro, and I'm curious about that one because usually if you want to pick your offlaner late, especially if you see the other person's offlaner, you've got some slack. Dahaka's not this, like, you don't see ooh, that's a Dahaka, I have to have Yrel. Um, so I'm not quite sure if that's like a comfort pick or if they think that just Yrel, perhaps the Mineski thinks that Yrel is just that's who beats Dahaka or things like that. I mean, she's strong for sure, so. Sylvanas ban. Sylvanas is quite strong, especially on a map like this where you can multiply the effects of the Dragon Knight. And then even if you don't get the Dragon Knight, you can use Sylv to push a different lane or something like that.
From order
Tassadar and Phoenix. Oh, so Tassadar actually in today's buff did get some buffs. Um, some quality of life buffs, some survival buffs, a little bit of damage too. So I will say before this, I didn't have the highest opinion of Tassadar.
ready for action.
Um, but I'm really curious to see how much the buffs have helped. Yay! Twitch chat, you did it! You did it! Look at that! Oh, the glorious Proteus! Everybody rejoice! What do we have for Proteus? 0, 0, 0. This is the first Proteus game, um, of Division C. And then last picked Brightwing from Cosmos. Let me make sure that I got the teams right. Looks good, probably. So Brightwing's a second global hero actually here from Cosmos. So Brightwing will be able to kind of hop up and down. Yes, Beautiful Holiday called it. Good job. Let's see, looking at Twitch chat here. Dahaka got some change. Oh, Dahaka did get some changes today. That's a good point. Yeah, some minor buffs, I think. Just a sec.
Heroes, prepare for combat.
All right, into game number 2 of currently chasing Samuro versus Cosmos. Switch that. So on the left side, currently chasing Samuro, we've got the Mineski with Yrel, Monic Mime on Kael'thas, Marad on Muradin, Rally on Proteus, and T-Pole on Ana. And on the other side, we've got Cos Oddity on Brightwing, Cirrus on Variant, Ide 15 on Phoenix, Silver Jackal on Li Ming, and Ne on Dehaka. So we got a little bit of a skirmish here. Like last time, early game Variant before 4 is a little bit not the strongest. Sorry about the scrolling there. So Cosmos really wanting here to just rotate. Don't fight right now. which they're mostly doing, the Tassadar Phoenix have some pretty solid wave clear. Camps spawning here in 5 seconds. Be excited to see how quickly the teams go to that.
You think yourself worthy to wield the
And
dragon
actually, going for the bruisers first. So this is not what people traditionally do here, but it's fun to see. I like it as long as they go for giants after this. Giants are still very strong because bot lane is what you really want to control. The Haka losing a bit of HP versus full HP, full mana Yrel, but probably has some essence, so could heal up when he wants to.
Dragon Knight's power and lay waste to his forsaken.
And yes, Phoenix grabbing the giants. The problem with getting the bruisers first, though, is now you're getting giants while your enemies are able to take the shrines. Ming, what did I say? Oh, did I like not update something? Oh yeah, ha! Sorry, I was just reading what things said there. Not Li Ming. Yeah. Silver Jackal. Not on Li Ming. That's not Li Ming. That's Tassadar. Hehe. So, we have swapped the possession of the shrines. The Tassadar are getting quite low here, both mana and HP. It's gonna need a little bit of time to heal that up. The Cosmos still does have their giants alive, so yeah, Kiltas definitely having to come back here and help. Because they were doing a 1-1-3 for a bit there. Just having Kiltas rotate up mid. Mergen low, able to jump out over the force wall, which is good for him. Ceres also getting a little bit low. The Ana Grenade did miss him, but Brighton doesn't have the biggest burst, so it's not a big deal anyways. Coming back in, taunt on Muradin. Muradin's not quite the one you want to be taunting most of the time. They'll take it if that's what they got, but both shrines back in possession of CCS just for a few seconds before Dahaka takes top shrine. Looks like in top, Yrel starting to run a little bit low here on mana, which there was a patch I think last year that upped her mana costs for everything. So she needs to be like jumping there for 1 minion's a little bit risky, but I think she was doing that to frighten the Dahaka. Looking back, bot Kel'Thas getting quite low. Ana doing her best to keep Kel'Thas alive and does. Now Probius getting low, Varian also low, just no follow-up right now. Because DPS, oof. Phoenix able to secure out the Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas came out trying to get that extra damage into Varian, because Varian was low. But in the end, does fall for first blood of the game. Stream's lagging. Oh no, are we lagging? Let's see. I have no dropped frames. My connection looks good. Okay, let me know if the stream is still bad, please. It's possible that by the time I saw this... Oh, it does look like there may be some frame stutters. Let me try turning some stuff off, see if that helps. Sorry, while that happened, first Dragon Knight over into the side of Cosmos. Living Bomb getting some value by spreading to the extra heroes. This is a relatively early Dragon Knight. Oof, Task getting low. Task staying out too long there. So losing Tassadar, who's a pretty strong siege and long range damage. Yeah, backing off with that Dragon Knight. Early Dragon Knights, they would have liked to have secured at least one of those towers, but getting wall tower low is still good. And is CCS gonna actually go for this? All good here? Okay. Well, either it was on my end and fixed. Okay, if it's good for someone. That means it's probably not on my end. Could be Twitch having issues though. Depending on what server you're on or something. Oh, Murden and Kel'Thas both missing their stuns. So Kel'Thas, ooh, look at that gravity. Or black hole, sorry, not gravity. Oh, Phoenix getting low. Murden jumping in, trying to get that Phoenix kill, but is going to die for it. The invade did not end up coming to fruition, so CCS was able to secure their own camp, but at what cost? Lost 2 heroes. It was not ideal, but better getting the camp still than losing the heroes and not getting the camp. So that's good. Structure is still relatively even. Not much has been taken down. There has actually been a tower taken down here on the red side. Looking quickly at ults, Ardent Defender from Erel, Nano Boost, expected that'll be going either Kael'thas or Probius really. Pylon Overcharge, which is what I often see. So the only other NGS Probius player, ooh, we did have someone leave the game. I don't know if they're good or not, okay. The only other Probius player I know in NGS, I think usually goes with the other ult here, but I'm not really sure if that's a stylistic choice or whatnot. In the wild, so to speak, you almost always see this ult from Probius. This is Avatar from Muradin, Pyroblast from Kathas. We've seen many of these ults so far. Purification Salvo, pretty expected. Blink Heal from Brightwing. Black Hole, which we saw from Tassadar. In these little giant enclosures in the points, you can get some good value. Oof, Muradin getting chunked. He'll be able to heal up from his trait and from Ana though. Shield Wall from Varian, and Isolation from Dahaka. So yeah, I'd say the Probius ult worth mentioning, and then honestly Pyroblast worth mentioning too, versus a Brightwing who can put out that spell armor. I think so. She was changed recently. It's still spell armor, right? I'm not sure about that anymore. Let's assume it is. Put out the spell armor. It's a little bit risky, but so Tassadar, with that stacking Q quest at level 1, gonna start really clearing these waves fast. I'm trying to get that. It's gonna be hard to get Muradin kill, even a 30% HP Muradin. So we do have a 13 advantage here, just picked up now for Cosmos. All forts are still up though. Dahaka for a second looking like he was gonna go mid, but still stand up top here. Both of these guys just clearing lanes, poking at each other. Ah! It's okay, it was worth it. Offlane's always worth it. We are going to get 2 kills though, which is really rough. It looked like Probius was not quite with the group, so I didn't quite see how that happened, but maybe Cosmos sensing blood went in for the 4v3. Brightwing gonna back for mana. I assume she's gonna TP back, but if there's no urgency, yeah, she did. So Yrel having to come down to mid here to defend the Dragon Knight, which is gonna give Dahaka the choice of either coming down, and he is choosing to come down, or to just get extra push top. Ooh, tried to get that tongue. Wasn't quite able to. Dahaka does have the tongue CDR, so that will help him get. He can throw that out when he wants to. Dragon Knight going bot. They've already got the wall and the well here, so it makes sense. They do have a Dahaka here as well, so it is going to be 5 bot, maybe, if Dahaka goes in. Looks like Cosmos trying to wait for that wave. They want some help here sieging this. Just spending some long-range abilities. Now going in when it's low, putting the taunt onto Kael'Thas, but with Phoenix in the Dragon Knight, still able to secure that kill. It was a little sketchy for a sec there. Tassadar going deep to push that back line. Brave, but it wasn't punished there, so Kael'thas was dead. Muradin getting booted out and isolationed. So Muradin will also fall. Dragonite only has 8 seconds left, so they're going to get most of this keep wall and then back off. Kill's currently in favor of Cosmos. 7. Ooh, nice triple stun from Urel. She does have her ult still. Oof. Just barely making out. Not really getting as much healing from the ult, but keeping her alive. So Cosmos going to take the advantage they have. Muradin just now respawning. And grab the Giants. We do have 16s coming up now with a 2-level lead for Cosmos. So Kael'thas, when he gets 16, he'll be able to be a lot more impactful. Probably Ignite, but we could even see the double Flame Strike. We have Phoenix more damage, Polymorph armor. So with Taunt and Polymorph, Cosmos very clearly wanting to pick a person, point at that person with their whole team, and say, "You are dead." So far, it's been getting them kills. We'll have to see if they're able to continue that. We got percentage damage from Tass, the armor banner, and then Dahaka armor as well. I think that's a new talent. I think that may be a new talent for Dahaka. So with 5 bot here, Urel coming down, CCS able to push back this push. Nothing to be afraid about there. They're really wanting to just soak the lanes and get to 16. Shrine's coming up in just under 20 seconds. So CCS really needing to get 16 as soon as possible. They don't want to fight for the Shrine's the objective without that. Cosmos taking both of their camps while they had a moment to breathe. Ooh, taunt on Probius. Oh no. Oh no. Probius wasn't even very far out, but with an HP pool like Probius, not very far is sometimes just far enough. Kael'thas getting low, but unable to keep him alive. Muradin also going deep. Only Probius falling though. The rest of the skirmishers here are able to stay alive on both sides so far. Oof. Nice Urel ult. She knew she had that. She was able to jump in even though she was quite low. Taking the tap there. Muradin does have Avatar and uses it. Phoenix then dies. Isolation out on Urel. That Pyroblast not quite enough with the spell armor. Saw she had 55 spell armor. Variant. Oh my goodness. Does get finished, but on the back line while it happened, Tacit are able to pick off Anna. Muradin needs his jump to get away, and he does, but also needs a stun. Ugh. Oof. The Kael'thas Probius enough to finish off Brightwing. And now Urel gonna try to. Ooh, that percentage chunky. Man, just all see that Tacit Dark Q there. That just wrecked her. So at the end of that 2-minute long fight, we have Probius alive, despite being the person who died to start it off. And Tassadar and Dahaka, and just now Phoenix alive. It looks like Cosmos deciding, no, don't take the objective quite yet. Let's wait for the rest of our team to kind of respawn here. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me.
I tried to save this realm. Now it burns.
Okay, we're good to go.
Has
So they wanted Phoenix to hop in to the Dragon Knight again, it looks like. Just now, 20's picked up. Oh man, I'm sneezing again. Oh, okay. Keep falls immediately from the Dragon Knight's flame. And now the question is, does Cosmos go for another keep or core? They need to make that decision. Okay, just hanging out here wasn't helping. So it looks like they're going to try to push mid then, try to get more keep damage. Oh my goodness, Dahaka going quite deep. He does have his essence. But Kael'thas is really able to put out that damage now that he has Ignite. So Phoenix level 20 is the shield, which means that you can't just throw a Pyro Blast. Ooh, oh no! I wonder what happened here. Murden was quite in a strange place. I was looking over here at the Dragon Knight Kael'thas shenanigans. I didn't quite see how he got there. Okay, well that happens. Pop up some stats, look at some talents. So for the 20s here, we do have, yeah, so you can't just pop a Pyroblast off at Phoenix and expect, good things to happen. We do have Blink Heal granting oh, what?
Hero slain.
I must have, did I turn off all chat or something? Oh, I did turn off all chat. Ha, my bad. Anyways, it's fine. This is a totally smooth cast. Yes, where are we? Let's see. Muradin had died there. Uro going pretty deep and with no ult. Oh, she just popped her ult, that's why, okay. Let's see, there are camps up, so Cosmos deciding with their 20s, they're just gonna back off, take some camps, not push this without any help. We did get the Force Wall upgrade and not, like Black Hole upgrade where it spawns a bunch of Side Storms or anything like that. Taunt upgrade just like last time. So again, not the banner upgrade here. And then Apex Predator for more Bush Stalkers. I think the banner upgrade is usually what you take if you go for the, Spell Power banner. Because that just improves the healing that your team receives so much. We've got the Bruisers on the left, the Bruisers on the bottom, the Giants on the right. All being taken here, leaving up, in a moment, just leaving up the one Bruiser camp there. And so, Cosmos again positioning down here. They may think, look, we've got double camps, we've got a 2-level lead, including 20s. Let's end this. And that's a scary position now for CCS. CCS really wants more XP, but just look at how far those waves are pushed in mid and top. They can't get it. Good damage coming out to the Haka. Black Hole coming out. Oh, just pushing Anna so far out of the fight. Murden getting chunked. Murden and Kael'thas both low. Kael'thas should be able to stay pretty healthy. Nano Boost did go out on Kael'thas. Probus gets taunted. Oh, that taunt was rough on Probe. We got a stun out from the Yrel, and she's low, hopping out of there. Anna also low, not the best spot. Oh, we lost another player. I could hear the sound. Anna's having issues. This is, whoa, that's new. Did everybody see that Pyroblast? It did not used to behave like that. I love the Anna pick on 20 though, just to call that out really quickly. The auto attack is amazing. Yeah, okay. So with the 3v5, Cosmo's going to take a very secure Dragon Knight. And now, yeah, backing. Question, are they going mid-keep or are they just going to run it bot? And I honestly think run it bot is what you want to do. And yes, that is what they're doing. So Cosmos with the 20-minute Dragon Knight is going to run it down bot. There's no keep. Taunt and Force Wall on Muradin. Ooh, that hurt. He only had just a split second to pop the Avatar. It looked like he wasn't able to. This is going to be really hard now. Oh, Probius dead too. I think this is it. Oh no. Sounds like we are getting a bunch of, oof. Anna having some issues too, but doesn't matter at this point. GG. Okay, so that is game two in favor of Cosmos. So that is a 2-0 victory. Um, Second game, they were looking a lot more confident, it really felt like, with aggressive positioning, kind of controlling where they were going to be. Um, I don't know if it was just still some jitters maybe they were working through or what. But yeah, it was what teleport that? Yeah, Migs. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but that's not what used to happen with teleport. Let me go find Oddity and see if they're able to. Or Odd Thought. Come in for an interview. Anyways, well played from both teams. Um, yeah, like I said, game two looking a little bit more in favor of Cosmos there. 17 to 4 kills. I think they even had all of their structures up at the end. Um, Sending E-Day. Okay, E-Day's coming to give me an interview. Let me hop into a different lobby. Let me hop into a lobby. And we will wait for E-Day here. Not that. This. I think this
Hey,
is up. Hello! Welcome! Congratulations!
hey, thanks, man. Thanks for cast today.
No problem, it was fun. Ide and Silver Jackal here too. Hello to both of you.
Thank you, thank
How you feeling?
you. Good to get off the schneid, man. We had a rough go the first couple of matches, so
I saw that first one of the season. Excited.
yeah, yeah.
Um, game one, I guess, looked pretty tight. Really back and forth with game one. How nervous were you in parts of that? It ended with 22 and 21 kills.
You want this one, Silver? Or? Oh, we may or may not have Silver. Okay.
Okay.
um, so yeah, it was back and forth the whole time. It was a pretty tough game. I felt like we had a good skill at 16 with Hanzo. If we could get some fights in those chokes, then the Hanzo damage with Li Ming follow ups would allow us to turn some of those fights once we got to that point. I think we're pretty happy with how we played the kind of early mid game. Once Varian had taunt, we played around it for the most part pretty well. But yeah, it was a tough game. They played pretty well, and we had to fight for it the whole way. And late game, Welly started doing some work on us as well. So it was hard fought all the way.
Yeah, level 20 Water Ellie is pretty strong. Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
those
pretty disgusting.
fights you would have, CCS run in and take like a one-for-one trade, especially with Malthael, things like that. But one-for-one trades when you have Li Ming uh, don't end at one-for-one.
Yeah, agreed. That's kind of where we went with that. We kind of started building the comp to play a little of the poke the immortal with Li Ming and have those opportunities to kind of let Silver pop off if we got some team fights. We actually were considering taking the variant ourselves. We weren't sold on it, but we were considering it just to set up the single pick and then back off and re-engage or let Ming start getting the resets. But they actually picked it out, so we kind of pivoted into the Arthas and have a big front line with his
There we go.
Terran. And
Mike's working now.
hey, there we go. There's Silver.
Hi!
So yeah, we like you said, if we felt like if we got the early trade, we were in a decent position with the Ming, especially if we could get a little Hanzo and Ming poke damage on everybody and get them low early.
Mhm. So I noticed in game two, they did ban Liming. Is Liming something you mentioned taking her for like the immortal poke, but is she something that you would take on other maps too?
Yeah, I love playing her.
Yeah, I think it's something that Silver plays well. I think it fits the play style pretty well. It's not something that we're always going to prioritize on every map or every comp, but it's something that we feel good about. And I think Silver showed in the first game that he plays it well. So
For sure.
um, I think it was probably a good ban by them, but also something that we had discussed in draft that it may not be available again as well.
hmm yeah, so game one, like I was saying, was a very tight game, difficult to call till the very end. Game two, y'all were looking a lot more comfortable. Did something in particular change between those two?
Got
Or
that first win of the season.
Yeah, a little confidence doesn't hurt. I think we have multiple people on our team who can call Dragonshire pretty well. It's, I think most teams, especially at our level, have, a shot caller who knows most of the maps, but I feel like our team as a whole kind of knows how Dragonshire works. So I think we felt pretty confident on it, especially, you know, being able to kind of tailor our draft around it. Picking second on that map isn't the worst thing. So
hmm
it just kind of all worked out for us.
hmm Um, so patch dropped this morning, with some significant changes there. Uh, Noticing in particular, nobody remembered Zool in either of your games. Uh, from the
He's no
patch.
longer a thing.
So I haven't played yet. Is it how big's that nerf? Is that you all are just confident that he's no longer there anymore?
I mean,
I
like he can still double soak really well. Just he's not as big of a threat in team fights as he used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, our thing on that map in particular. Well, so BOE we discussed it, but on Dragonshire we honestly were okay if they picked it up, because since we secured the Varian, and the Tassadar and the 1-2, we kind of had the feeling that if they pick Zul to double soak, then we just go up and kill him mid, um, every time he tries to catch mid. Um, so we really weren't too worried about him trying to double soak there.
Mhm.
I honestly don't have a good feeling for the Zul myself on how strong he still is or previously was. I never had a good handle on that. I know he was doing some work for some teams and in Storm League and stuff, but I never had a good handle on it, to be honest.
Honestly, it was hard to have a very good handle because he was banned every single game.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like past a certain point, it gets to, well, nobody just knows how to play against Zool anymore, so just keep banning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Um, so continuing on about the patch stuff, see, Tassadar and Dahaka both had some changes today. I think mostly buffs. Did that influence your decisions to pick them, or were you already kind of comfortable and ready to play those heroes?
I love Tassadar. I used to play him all the time when he was a support, but I like him just as much as a mage. He
Yeah,
has a
and
lot
from
of
the
burst and that. Go ahead, ED.
yeah, and from the Dahaka standpoint, it's just he's a classic character on that map. We could choose if we wanted to be aggressive and invade them early on siege camp and stuff like that. We chose not to that game, but it's always in your back pocket if you have that global.
hmm
It's just very solid on that map. So the little buff doesn't hurt because it changes some of those wave clear breakpoints, but that wasn't necessarily the reason we chose him, but it definitely doesn't hurt.
hmm Cool. So any upcoming matches in the next couple of weeks that you all are particularly concerned about or practicing for?
I
I
honestly haven't looked that far.
I have no clue. Yeah, we'll go with the professional sports company line. Yeah, we take it one game at a time. Don't even know who's next on the schedule.
And we saw some crazy shenanigans from CCS here with Probius. So I gotta ask you, you got any secret back pocket hero picks that we're all gonna cheer for?
No, it's not. That's secret strats, man.
Yes, and now is the time to share. You're coming. You're on that high of the victory, so spill the beans.
Yeah,
It's not my first season.
yeah, I can't think of anything, other than well, we have that one thing we've been working on, but we won't talk about that.
uh, Leaving us hanging. Okay. Any shout outs you want to give?
So,
Go ahead again. I like this. Shout out to the
just
team.
yeah, man, just shout outs to the team. Thanks, Kime, for the cast tonight. NGS, all the casters. It's been insane this season how good of a job the casters are doing covering either every match or almost every match. Like it's just blowing me away that I can go to the website team too. It's amazing to just go to nexusgamingseries.com and just start picking games right off the front page. It's awesome.
Hmm.
So big shout out to the website team, tech team, casters, and all the people who keep this thing running because it's just an awesome experience, and just want those people to know that we appreciate them, giving everybody a little home to play this game in a amateur competitive environment.
Ide is such a nice person.
It's very nice. Yes.
Now I'll have to give a shout out also to the CCS. We always enjoy playing them. We scrim them a bunch and the whole CCS organization.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Great then. Good luck in the rest of your series that you have coming up the rest of the season.
right,
All right, thanks,
GG's.
Kime. Good luck to you
Take
this
it
season
easy.
too,
Hmm.
man.
Thank you. See ya.
All right, later.
Alrighty then. I think that's going to be it for me. I did put in a link to the NGS caster review in the chat. If you have time, please fill that out. Feedback is helpful. Um, not just for me, but for all the casters. Fill it out. Things that went well, things that didn't go well, things to improve, all that fun stuff. And otherwise, I'll see everybody either watching your games, casting your games, or playing in them. Have a good rest of the season. Bye bye.